Welcome back to Board Games Daddy. Seven Wonders. Who has not yet played Seven Wonders? Hopefully you that is watching this video, because that means that you are interested in getting to know what is inside Seven Wonders Second Edition. So if that's the case, thank you for watching, and I hope by the end that you find this content interesting to the point that you leave a like, consider subscribing, and I invite you to check my channel where I'm going through many interesting board games, so I would like you to be part of this community. But without further ado, let me show you what is Seven Wonders, the second edition. So, by the way, this is a used copy that I got to. It's full of dents. I don't know what happened here, or if I did them or not, because I play this game a lot. And this is like gold foiled, right? You see, there's a gold paint here, and you see that on the cards as well. So this is very prone to getting the gold out, so I definitely need to protect this box somehow, and the cards inside, as you'll see. So why is this game called Seven Wonders? Because you'll be building one of the seven wonders of the ancient world, which are all hidden here on the box cover. Can you spot them all? If not, I can help you. So the most prominent one is here, the Colossus of Rhodes. Colossus, am I pronouncing this correctly? It's the Colossus of Rhodes, the Greek island, right? The statue that was part of the arbor that you had to pass between the legs, under the legs, right? And then, so they were spread across the ancient world, but here they are like pictured all together, and have the lighthouse of Alexandria, which has such a powerful light that the myths say that if the light touched your sails in your boat, that they could ignite fire. So this is how big and powerful this lighthouse was. And then you have the Zeus statue there, painted of gold or made of gold plate, I don't know, but it was seated on the Olympus monument in Olympia, in a city in Greece, right? If I'm not mistaken. And please kill me if I'm saying any mistakes, because I did study before these videos. Everything is coming from the heart. So you have the Great Pyramid of Egypt there. That's an easy one. And you have the Temple of Artemis, right? I don't know where the Temple of Artemis is, but it does not exist anymore. By the way, all of these ancient world wonders, they are gone, except the Great Pyramid. So you won't find them. You cannot visit them anymore. And I don't know where this temple was, but it was dedicated to Artemis, the goddess, and it was something very beautiful. And then the mausoleum of Halicarnassus, which I don't know where it was. Maybe somewhere called Halicarnassus. I don't know what Halicarnassus is, and why this mausoleum was very good, but I know the name. And behind it, there, almost hidden, are the hanged gardens of Babylonia. So why is this an ancient wonder? Because they were very far away from a water source, and they developed technology that allowed them to bring the water up here, and then you have these beautiful gardens, probably using the Archimedes name of that, Archimedes screw, the thing that you can rotate and pull water upwards. Maybe that's how they watered all those plants. I think the game has another card for another place. We'll see that inside, which is not truly a wonder. And then there are many expansions that bring more wonders for you to build, or bring more interesting stuff for you to build. So by the way, I don't have any expansion yet. I would love to. I'm working on that. But at least let's see what is inside the base game. So the box is very similar to the first edition. It has a change in art. I'm just hearing the components inside all shaking. So when we open the box, this is going to look like crazy. This is for 3 to 7. So it can absorb 7 players, which is very good for big groups. But you cannot play with 2. And the reason for that is because You require people for you to do the drafting mechanism that the game requires, but you also have Seven Wonders Duel, right? That's the ideal game because it's very similar to this, but made for one versus another player. 30 minutes, this goes very fast once you are into the mechanics. And that's it, it doesn't reveal much here, but let's see inside. And by the way, they got the Platinum Pawn. More than 1 million copies sold, so this is a classic. This is a very well-known game, and if you haven't played, you definitely should. Maybe after this video, you have the willingness to try out. So there are some reference guide here for how to score points. Basically, you need to build your city, collect resources, create an engine for production, and then you can start applying those resources in building other types of houses and buildings that will give you points and other advantages. We'll see on the cards. I'll try to give you an overview. And some QR code here for something, and look at this, 7 with the Julio Caesar crown. Okay, so this is a reference of all the cards, a list of cards. You play this in 3 ages. You start at age 1, where you build simpler cards and buildings, and the game, when the drafting ends, you'll have 7 cards, and then you draft them. Once you played all the cards, then you go to age 2 with more complex cards, and then once the draft ends for age 2, you start age 3 and the game ends. And some buildings, if you build on age 1, they will have connection to buildings on age 2 that will allow you to build for free. So for example, if you build a well in the first age, you can build then the statue for free on the age 2. And if you have the bats, you can build the aqueducts for free, and etc, etc, and the same thing from second to third. So it's another reference guide here. Okay, there's the manual. It's a big square, the manual. It's a simple game, so you don't need complex rules here. So you also have the military conflicts. So there are several ways for winning this game. So let me see if I can remember everything correctly. No, but basically, no. That on the duel is that you have. Sorry, I'm confusing here. I'm creating some confusion. On Seven Wonders Duel, you have different conditions that you can win the game. In this one, you always go until the end, and then you see wins, right? And you can have points coming from military conflicts, which is when you invest in military buildings, or you can have points coming from science, or points coming from your wonders, or even points coming from point cards. And then you play in the table, and your position is very important related with your neighbors, because you'll always be fighting with the neighbors. So military conflicts are between you and your neighbors. If you need to use resources that you don't have, you can only buy to your neighbors. So your position in the table is important. In your turn, you can play you get the card, right? You choose a card from the draft, and then you can either play that card by building it if you have the resources, or you can use it to construct a stage of your wonder. So wonders have like different stages, and they have costs, and you can use the card and pay the costs to build it, or you can just sell the card and you get 3 money, if I'm not mistaken. And then when the ages end, you compare the number of military icons you have from your buildings with your neighbors, and then you win points, positive or negative, if you win or lose the military conflicts. Look at the art here. There's the lighthouse. I don't know if the lighthouse were this away from Alexandria or not, or if it was near the coast. In this picture, it was far away. And then this is how you count your victory points. So points from your wonder. There you go, 3 points, 7 points. This guy had the Halicarnassus mausoleum, so he built those stages and earned the points. Then free coins that you have, every 3 coins you get 1 point. The military conflicts, which this guy doesn't have any tokens here, but you can also count the tokens from the military fights. The blue card, so here he scores extra 9 points because he has 2 blue cards, 4 points and 5. And then the yellow cards, these yellow cards will also calculate endgame bonus points based on certain conditions. So in this case it was gray cards. He has 1 gray card there, you will get 3 points. And there is also purple cards. So purple cards only come on the H3 and they will set end game victory points for you. So for every brown card, every gray and every purple, you get 1 point. And then the green cards themselves. The green cards themselves, if you have 3 different symbols, you get 7 victory points. So he has 1, 2, 3 different symbols, set 7. And then for each identical symbol, you also get these points. So he has 3 compasses there, so he will get 9 points. He has 2 tablets plus 4 more points, and he has a wheel there, 1 more point. So this is a point salad. All in the end, you count everything, and you have the score, the final score. The fun of this game is the draft mechanism. So you will be choosing and passing cards to other players to choose the best ones for you in order to achieve your goals, which would be military, science, wonders, or everything at the same time. So we start with Olympia. So I was right, the Zeus statue was in Olympia. Okay, so this is the Zeus statue as a wonder. It has the day side and the night side. So and the picture changes from day to night. The game changes as well. So you see here, if you build with 2 stones gives you 3 points, and on the night side 2 stones gives you only 2 points, but then you have a power here which allows you to do something that I don't know. I need to check the rules. So it's just a matter of deciding. The player decides if he wants to go day or night, but regardless, he starts with a passive clay production, so he already produces 1 clay for his building. So here, for example, he just needs 2 more clay because he already has 1 from there if he wants to build this stage. Okay, so let's take a look at these wonders, because the images, if you like ancient history, I think it's worth it to take a look. So there's the mausoleum by day. Looks like a small thing here. I don't know why this is a wonder, but take your own guesses or go to Wikipedia. So then you have the pyramids of Giza here. The pyramids have 4 stages, so they are harder to build, but then they give you like a huge amount of points if you are able to build the 4 stages. And the pyramids by day. Oh, the pyramids by day are easier. You see, only 3, but then less points. So cool. So cool. Now Babylon, the hanged gardens of Babylon. By night, only 2 stages, but no points here. So it gives you 2 extra cards somehow, and it counts as a symbol in the end of the game for you to do your set collection. And then on the day side, it's very different. 10 points here, and wow, very strong. And the set collection. Rhodes, Rhodos. There's the Colossus. I'm curious how they lit this flame. Oh, and by night the city is burning. What happened here? The city is burning. That's not a good end of that boat as well. So some kind of fight is happening. There's a war happening here. They are being attacked. And here. So this is Ephesus. So Ephesus is where the temple of Artemis is. At Ephesus. Now I'm learning. I've never been in Ephesus by night. So I guess there are only 7 indeed. I had the impression that I know why I'm doing this confusion. It's because on 7 Wonders Duel for 2 players you have 8 wonders, because the game requires you to have 4 each player. So there's something else extra which I don't remember what it is. The Sphinx. Is it the Sphinx? which is it's not a wonder, but Alexandria and a big storm in the lighthouse there being a beacon, and by the day everything is very calm now. Cool. So let's see what is inside the box. So we have everything messed up. Everything is messed up. So these are the coins. Nothing special here. Coins, and everything is messed up with. I need some bags here with the military victory points. So 5 in this case. Okay, and then you have this, which is where you count the points. I guess with the expansion this goes away, and then there's enough empty room here, hopefully, for you to store cards from the expansions. And you have the first era, the second era here, which these things came out of place. So this is like Bronze Age, Silver Age, and Golden Age. It's not that, but they use the colors. And this is like foiled here. It looks amazing, but it's a crime me not having this sleeved. But I was waiting for the expansions in order to sleeve everything at the same time. And these are like bigger cards than normal. You can see the size of it. It's not a normal card. I have a Digimon card here. You see the difference? This is a standard Magic card, etc. And these cards are a bit longer, so it requires a special size of card. And this is the direction of the drafting. So I would choose one card and pass to left, and then the second era is going to be pass to right. So let's take a look at these buildings. So the tavern will give you 5 coins, barracks for military. Is that Roman there? Why we have Romans if this is ancient Greece, right? Glass works, the stone pit, altar, giving you points, apothecary, which is a pharmacy. Some countries you still find that name, like in Germany. I think. Theater, the workshop for building science, mine. Wow, look at that mine. Did they have complex mines like this back in the days? That's where you get ore or stone. Tree farm, so you can get the wood from the trees and then the clay from the ground. Press, also another resource is paper or papyrus. A well, trading post, so when you need to buy a resource that you don't have, you need to buy it from a neighbor, not from the bank like in Duel. So that neighbor needs to have that resource and you pay 2 per each. But if you have the trading post, you pay just 1. Okay, and this arrow is relevant because this just applies to your neighbor on the left. That's why it's a west trading post. From your neighbor on the right, you still pay full price. Forest cave, stockade, marketplace. So this is for both. Clay pool. This costs nothing. This costs nothing as well. But for example, to build the bats, you need to have 1 stone or acquire it. And also the cards indicate by the number of players. So if you're playing with less than 7 players, you cannot use bats. You need to remove. This is the same thing. Tavern, East trading post, another loom. Okay, so there. And this is if you're playing. You cannot only use if you're playing with 4 or more. And you'll understand that logic for the following ones. The scriptorium. Lumberyard, barracks again. Yeah, so some duplication here. Let's see if we can find something new. Stone pit. I guess we've seen them all. Oh, guard tower. Yeah, those are it for the first stage. Then second age. Now you pass to the right. Forum. Vineyard. So you get 1 coin for each brown card that you have, your neighbor on the left has and your neighbor on the right has. Bazaar, same logic. Archery range, so now the military conflict becomes stronger. Walls, training grounds, library, school, statue, temple, aqueduct, 5 points in aqueduct. Caravansary, laboratory, courthouse. Is correct here? Okay, so you also have glassworks on the second age. Some of them come back. Stables, military conflict, the foundry, dispensary. So it seems like a place for you to heal people. Quarry. We're getting the duplicates now. A sawmill, produce wood. Yeah, we've seen everything. The temple. Bah, straight away 4 points. Blue cards are very powerful, but if you only invest on points, you don't build the engine for other stuff. So it's a strategy. Then H3, you pass again to your left. So then purple cards for end goals. Spies Guild, the Philosophers Guild. What else here? Only guilds here. Craftsman Guild, Decorators Guild. So this means that for every, if you've built your wonder to the maximum, it's completely built, you get 7 points. Study the castrum. What's a castrum? It's like barracks. Fortifications. 3 military, the circus, the arsenal, a lodge. So a lodge seems to be a place where the secret societies meet. Academy, observatory, science. These are science symbols. The town hall, points. The palace, 8 points. The lighthouse, chamber of commerce, Ludos. That's where the fight happens. So yeah, again, more points on the arena. Pantheon, 7 points. The Senate, 6 points. And there's the Trojan horse. The Trojan horse, sorry. Okay. Repetition. Another guild here, the Scientists Guild. That is worth 1 symbol in the end. Heaven here. The Magistrates Guild. So every blue card gives you 1 extra point. That's good. Fortifications, the Lord, the Pantheon, the gods, the Town Hall, the Gardens. The Palace seems to be the card that gives more points. The Workers Guild. What's this? The Builders Guild. Okay, so this doesn't give you 7 like the one we saw before, but gives you 1 for each stage, completed stage, from you and the neighbors. The Builders Guild. This is the Ship Owner Guild. Gardens, Academy, the Lighthouse, the Trojan Horse, University, set. That's it. These were the cards from the 3 areas. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope you have had now you have a better view on Seven Wonders. It's a great game, trust me. Easy to teach, easy to absorb. Lots of people in big events. So one of my favorites for sure, and you can play it also on BGG very well. I've said everything. So I hope you have liked it. If so, then leave a like. Don't forget to share and subscribe to this channel to follow up my videos, my new insights, and I invite you then to check the channel and see the interesting stuff that I have there for you. Thank you very much and see you on the next one. Bye bye.